Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. We are still pushing towards Paragon level 200 while working on our legendary gems. We've got one more Greater Rift Keystone left over from the end of the last session, so we're going to jump straight in on that. We're still running at Torment 10. We're getting faster in our runs through at this level as we're gradually improving our kit. Ooh, that was a little bit chicken stutter stepping there. But we're not quite ready to move up yet. Let's just stand out of those frozens for a moment. Not quite ready to move up, but it won't be long before we start bumping things up to Torment 11 and beyond. Especially given there's only a few items left that we need to get to actually finish off our general build. In fact, I think it may only be the Convention of Elements that's left. And while that's nice, it's not like ultra essential. Mostly it's about the leveling and the extra benefit that comes along with that. And improving our kit. Oh, Flying Dragon, that's the other thing that we wanted to get. Alright, let's get that power pile on. And we'll stand way out of the way of those explosions. Yeah, while it doesn't seem massively challenging, all it takes is a couple of packs of mobs of the wrong type at the same time and things would get very bad for us. So this is still the right level for us to be working at. For the moment. And that being said, we did just get the Traveller's Pledge and get all the sockets and things sorted, so we could potentially move up to tier 11 and see how we feel at that level. Certainly flowing through this as quickly as we are, I'm thinking that it might not be a terrible plan. So if this is your first time watching, the general plan is I charge on in, I Cyclone Strike, and then just keep punching stuff, periodically Cyclone Striking while my allies kill them off. With the Cyclone Strike in place, I can activate the allies' special ability, get extra damage on them, but Cyclone Strike increases the damage that mobs take from our allies, and our allies are the primary damage dealers in this. We pop our mantras for increased resistance constantly. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac keeps our cooldowns nice and low. And generally it's just about being nice and tanky while our allies do all the damage. We do damage ourselves, of course, but that's not the main plan for this particular build. Spirit Army is what we need doing all the damage. Man, we are going through this so quickly. Right, let's kill this more. And speed pylons will certainly do that. Increase things to the point where you're just like, well, I mean, it's all dying really quickly. Perhaps we could up the difficulty. And that's when you lull yourself into a false sense of security. Because our health does still get damaged. If we're not constantly punching stuff, if we're not constantly Cyclone Striking, then we lose those damage reductions. Which is why we kind of need to be in the middle of everything. Okay. Let's hurry on down here. I'm pretty certain that our Mystic Allies don't affect the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, in that they don't trigger it. It doesn't matter because it's got its own internal cooldown anyway, but it would be nice if they did it as we were running around like casually hitting stuff and triggering it. Or if they do, then the proc rate is so low that they may as well just not. Poison Enchanted Vortex Juggernaut Desecrator. Well, that explains how he's able to survive for so long. With Guardian is out, and it's Hamelin again. Alright. Well, seeing as there's channeling pylon right here, we'll do it really quickly. 9 minutes, 56 seconds left. We've got quite a lot of stuff like that. Okay, let's pick all of this up. Right, so Moratorium, 35% of damage dealt is staggered over X number of seconds. Nah, don't really care. We want the Bane of the Trapped to keep being boosted. Ooh, we got Ingeon. That's nice. Right, we'll head back to town, we'll hand this in, and then we'll up the difficulty. Eight more levels there. Right. So, Sun Wuko's balance, Sun Wuko's pause. Do quite nicely for the Monkey King Garb. 2 pieces of it. So, yeah, if you like Sweeping Wind, that's where you go for that. Ingeon, we want to put that in the cube at some point. Probably Scourge as well. Gundam Gear, we've already got in the cube. I don't know whether we want to hold on to one as a spare. I'll put it over here in case there's something else that we would want potentially in the cube instead. And let's just salvage up the rest. So goodbye Storm Shield. It's another Storm Shield that we found. And Moratorium over here. Right. Gems dropped off. Kadala, disappoint me with rings. Weird Ward and Band of Hollow Whispers again. We've seen both of those. I think that's the 4th Band of Hollow Whispers that we've seen specifically from Kadala. Right, game settings. Torment 11. So, needless to say, we're going to salvage those up. Now, I could do other things to improve our gear. I could spend time re-rolling some of the attributes and things on them to improve it. At this point, I don't think it's worth it. Apologies for that slight interruption. Received a phone call in the middle of recording. Never a good thing. Right, okay, so we were just about to try a regular rift at this level. Yes, so I could re-roll some of the attributes on this, but until we get Ancient Parts, I don't think it's worth us spending the few Death's Breaths that we have. We've only got 8 at the moment. If we see something that we really want to try re-rolling, then it could be worth it, but not so much in my mind. Okay. Everything's going to be a little bit tougher. Oh, I hear goblins. Right, let's get this pylon, because this pylon is going to allow us to just constantly activate. And hammer these guys down. Oh, well. That wasn't terrible. I think we would have got them even without the pylon, but it just makes it that much easier. And it did certainly help that there wasn't a massive bunch of elite mobs nearby. Always ruining the plans for killing goblins. Right, after that slight disruption, just got to get back in the swing of it. It's amazing how things can throw you a little bit. You get in a rhythm and routine. And you kind of need to when you're playing a character that relies on things being up all the time. Or, well, sorry, not relies on things being up all the time, but when you're stepping up the difficulty and you're not sure whether you have to rely on it. Certainly I want those extra resistances at the moment because it will make a big difference. Cool, that wasn't terrible. And not terrible is precisely what we go for with this. Oh, I The hero gem. Definitely need gems for re-rolling sockets and things. Not necessarily for now, but for the future. Because it took us rubies to get that socket that we wanted in the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. Maximum damage. They're definitely tougher than at the last difficulty level. Step out of that for a second. But tougher is not impossible to kill. Which is what I'm most glad about. Right, let's back out again. And then we'll grab all the loot from that. Don't care about these guys, we want something a bit bigger to kill. Or we can just move on to the next area, that also works. Okay, entry area clear. Yeah, we're at the point where really we need them to be having their special ability activate to clear huge packs like that. Well, that's okay. I mean, as we level up further, we've not put any points into our primary stats at the moment. As we're leveling, all our Paragon points are just going straight into movement speed. So we're not getting that extra damage bonus that we would have from that. It wouldn't be huge, but it would be a little bit. And it would be multiplied effectively by the number of allies that we had. So the further we level, the more primary stat we'll end up getting. And it is significant as far as the extra damage that it does over time. Hello, Mr. Mortar. Let's bring you a little bit closer. Keeping our Gogok stacks nice and high to try and keep our dodge nice and high as well. Right, we are not going to stand in the middle of that. Our allies don't care about it, but I certainly do. At least I don't think they do. I don't think Mystic Allies can die. Unless, like, I actually kill them by activating the ability, but they come back after a while. That's the important thing. Their death is not permanent. There's another ruby up there. Let's just grab that. It's not terribly slow, this this rift. And that looks like there is a new fire chains shielding pack down here. Well, we've got frozen fire chains, jailer, and shielding, so not a great combination. Stand out of the frozens for a second. More death breaths. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And on to the outdoors. Nightmarish Avenger, Electrified Waller. Well, that's going to be a pain in the arse, I can tell. Mostly because of the Nightmarish and the Waller. Individually, they're a pain. Together, they're like a double pain. Avenger, really don't care about. Electrified, likewise, couldn't really care. But yeah, we are definitely survivable at Torment 11, which is great news. Now that time I waited until I'd done the extra strike from the way of the 100 Fists before activating the allies' special ability, so that they definitely got the huge damage boost from it. When you've got that many extra mobs nearby, it's worth taking the time to, well, to correctly time your strikes. Right, there he goes. So we're up to 71%. It's been about 10 minutes in this room, so it's definitely slower. But we are getting a hell of a lot more experience, and that's going to help us progress faster, etc, etc, etc. So it's all part of the curve. The only question is like whether you're above or below the curve with any one given point. The sweet spot, I mean. Above or below the sweet spot in the curve. And we seem to be doing okay. He says, tentatively trying to keep on top of everything. Oh, the Enchantress actually died, okay. That's when you know it's getting tough. Right, is everything dead? I think everything's dead. And we're up to 97%. I mean, I'm not surprised after that massive battle just there. That was pretty epic. Right, we want to head this way. Let's bring Saxtress down. We want to fight in an area that we've already cleared mostly. Stop running away. Sorry, it's the Choker, not Saxtress. Saxtress is the one with the little sand tornadoes. Right. There we go, that's better. Look at how much health. 126 billion. I mean, it shoots down quickly enough, but... Wow, that was painful. If I see that again, I'm definitely going to pop Serenity. I'm just standing away from the poison for a second because I would be a fool to stand in the middle of it. Okay, let's head back to town. We'll hand this in. And we'll see what the overall fallout was. Okay, no unidentified items. That's a bit of a shame. A whole bunch of stuff here. Not that many death breaths. So we'll salvage all that up. And yeah, we've got a reasonable number of levels. You get many more levels for going into the rifts, of course. And the main reason for us going in there in the first place was to get those Greater Rift keystones. Right, and without further ado, let's jump straight in at a tier level one. So, GR50. And yeah, we can empower it. Why not? We've got the money to spare. Yeah, we're actually going to need something to kill, please. Otherwise, we're not going to make it through this rift in time. There we go. These guys will do. Great stuff. That is a better start. I'm taking a guess that this is the way to go. But as long as we keep ahead of time, it will all work out fine. Right. Desecrator reflects damage, wormhole, annoying dude. It's good for clearing packs and mobs as well. I do think that this build is quite well balanced. It's not going to be the fastest for solo pushing, as I've said many times, but it's well balanced against trash mobs and the elites. At least at the moment, I'm feeling that. Ooh, there was a shield pylon back there. That's almost certainly going to be worth going back to get. 20 stacks of Way of the 100 Fists. Wow. Let's back off and get that shield pylon just for a second. Oh, this is actually not the way to go. Fine. Well, we'll kill these guys on the way out. No point in leaving them alive when we've got the ally activation ready to go. So where? Oh, it's going to be down here and around to the left, isn't it? It's charging past everything, right? Onwards. Right, Horde Molten Teleported Jailer. Well, that's why she's annoying. So many exploding dudes. We're not going to be in the middle of that when they all go off, though. I mean, we could have popped our Serenity, and that would have been fine, but on the off chance that they didn't explode quite in time... And then you've got to deal with the cooldown in case you need it, and unless you know you're going to have a bit of downtime, it's always worth just keeping it as that get out of jail that it's supposed to be. And I suppose fundamentally that all the skills you use are tools, so there are different ways of employing them. And using Serenity aggressively just seems like a dangerous use of a tool. Alright, channeling pylon. And when the cooldown is that low because you've got channeling pylon, then it's definitely worth using it aggressively. Yeah, it's not going terribly. I do feel like it's not been the best as far as monster density goes. But we're having a pretty good run of it. Our resistances are keeping on top of everything with our life on hit. Sand Dwellers, of course, the devil for other characters. This monk, however, just does not care. It's like, what are you going to do? Reflect what at me? Can't reflect my allies back at me. It does not work like that. Now, the good thing is about the Endless Walk set that we've got is as we're running around, we're building up that damage reduction for moving, which we would be missing by not attacking. So it's a good, nice balancing system. Like it's almost self-moderation that it's got in place. If we're attacking, we're staying still, our damage goes up, and Cyclone Strike keeps us safe. If we're not, it's because we're running, and the Traveler's Pledge and Compass Rose keep us safe. It means that we've got pretty much a constant in terms of what we can expect for damage reduction. At least a bare minimum that we can expect. For a very short time, like if we were just standing perfectly still and not moving at all, and not attacking, then we would be vulnerable, but that's only really going to happen in town. Right, we're at like 97%, so this is not going to last long. There we go. Hello, Ember. Wow. So what was that? The longest... Oh, that would be GR50, wouldn't it? Yeah, because that's the first time we've done a GR50. Well, that's really good. What was the season journey getting ticked off? Right, let's put some points in here. Awesome. We can start on the Gorgok of Swiftness again then. So, Taguk, we're not channeling anything. We don't really care about it. Let's head back to town and get these ID'd. And once again, we're up to 12 levels per time. Shenlong's Fist of Legend Again, not worth us holding on to it. Promise of Glory. Rather than banking. So salvage, salvage. Keep. Salvage the rest. This can come across here. And we're going to very quickly ask Kadala for some... In fact, no, let's do the other Greater Rift. And then we'll do a ton of rings together. Stand back just for a second while they're all deciding which way they're going to explode. Because there is quite a lot of them doing the nasty. And I do not mean that in the sexy way. Yeah, this area is a little bit intense. Oh, another elite pack over there, that's good. Focus on this guy. And his friends. Awesome. Let's go down this way because there is a channeling pylon which will be very welcome. Especially in a place like this where mobility is key. Okay, that worked pretty well. We should be able to move on to the next area, actually. Yeah, let's just get out of it. I'm not a fan of that as map layouts go. Even the spider caverns is slightly preferable in my mind. Although it's a really tough call for which one I hate the more. Good job, guys. Getting them killed first time means we don't have to stick around. Now, the remaining parts of the season journey, we can work towards them, but really they're not necessary. They're not going to give us any benefit. I mean, stash tab. Woo, yay, really nice. But while we're building up our character and getting stronger, I want to focus on things that I want to focus on rather than just doing a specific list. We'll probably go back and do them again later. Like, go through, do the boss fights that's recommended, go to the various realms of evil and hatred and putridness and suffering and all that. But because it's not part of the build for this character, getting a Hellfire Amulet, it's low on my list of priorities. Yeah, nothing down there. Let's head back down and round. Ah, we're just moving on. Alright. Oh my word. I thought we got away from this place. I thought we were done with it. Nope. Not that lucky. To be fair, it's foolish of me to think I'm ever really going to get away from it. Yeah, once we've got all the legendary gems up to 25, probably the next thing to do is just go Death Breath hunting and try and upgrade weapons, recraft new ones, all that side of things. And by going Death Breath hunting, if we do it with bounties, we may run into goblins, end up going to Greed's Realm, and other fun things like that. Or we could just find a puzzle ring and go that way, but, you know, portals, they take us all over the place. Could even go on a little whimsical adventure. 192. Well, that means we are almost certain to make it to 200 at the end of this one. Stupid doggy. Alright, doggy dead. It's just so difficult to navigate this place. I mean, thematically, I love it. I think it looks awesome. It's I mean, the concept behind it is brilliant as well. So you've got the art and the story both going for you. It's just so hard to play in it. Wall of Juggernaut, Poison, Enchanted, reflects damage. Dead. There's the way out, everyone. Let's just say goodbye to this place. Now, if we wanted more survivability, the other thing we could do is we could get Aquila Curus, but it would rely on reshaping the build significantly to be able to cater for it. Tradition is half dead. Let's get Tradition finished off and the rest of these things. There we go. Alright, grab all of this stuff. Esoteric Alteration. Wow, there's still so many other gems that we haven't picked up. I forget that we only started rifting just a short while ago, because we've made huge progress since then. Right. Okay, so we're working on the Gogok. Cool. It's going to be another couple of runs through the rifts before we can actually get the full benefit of that, but let's hand this in. Oh, 199, so close. So close. I feel like we've been denied. I mean, we could always go out and just do a little bit of adventuring, but let's get these ID'd while we put the points in. Okay, so we've got another Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. It's slightly better on critical hit chance, slightly better on cooldown. Yeah, it would actually be worth us re-rolling. the resource cost reduction on it and see if we can get a socket, because it is better. This is better on everything except the percentages, and we really care about the percentages more than anything else. That being said, I could re-roll that Holy Skills on our current one, which would probably be worth it because Cyclone Strike does Holy, but everything else is really cold. Don't care about that. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Miriam. Right. We've only got one. Oh, that wasn't really worth it. We could make some more though. With Shen. We're not going to use these for anything else, so we may as well. Come on, give me a socket. It will be a slight improvement, but it's still an improvement. If it gives us to... Come on. Don't make me go through them all. Wow. Okay, well, we'll hold on to that. Geez, that is so pants. We can re-roll this at least, though. Interarmor's reasonable. I'd be more tempted by resist all than cold skills doing damage. Although 20% cold skills doing more damage. I can't really fault that. Well, we've got 3 more attempts. Let's have a look, see if we can get a decent resist all. Well, 96, okay. So yeah, that's significantly closer to the other one. So I'm happy enough having that potentially for re-rolling. Saving that, salvage, salvage, salvage. That's what we're going to do. And we're also going to talk about rings with Kadala. Now, as far as Forgotten Souls, we've only got 25 Forgotten Souls, so that's not really going to be getting us anywhere with re-rolling stuff, is it? No, so that is the spare, that is the spare, and Esoteric Alteration goes over here. Right, Kadala, give me a Convention of Elements, please. We're not going to be able to put it in the cube just yet because I've just spent all of our Death's Breaths, but... Oh, come on. How disappointing. How fundamentally disappointing. Okay, well, it is what it is. I'm going to finish that episode there. So thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed it. We've still got more legendary gems to get. But there's not many more. But it just seems we're not getting the ones that we particularly want. I do hope you are continuing to enjoy this. If you are enjoying the videos, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should do so, and you'll be told when the next episodes go live. Although, pretty much you can guarantee it's Monday to Friday in the mornings. And, yeah, I will see you next time for another episode of Diablo 3. See you soon.